as we know this time of year, we always want to go for sweeps, right? And so we got the first part of our sweep. We felt like we needed to come out and, play with great purpose. Obviously not having Renaya tonight, we had a little bit more length and a little bit more, we had obviously some great shot making, and then there's a lot of space. And you can see the effort that these pieces have put into being more and more, getting better and better. I mean, the kid sitting next to me is, how much better she is from 2 months ago, it's hard to really fathom. So yeah, obviously we were defensively, I want perfection. There were some things that we can do better, but we obviously were pretty solid when I look at the stat sheet. So I'll celebrate the fact that we got a good win on both sides of the ball today.
Many of your 400 wins come with such ease.
I know, right? When you're in it, you don't really think it's easy, right? Because you're trying to make sure that we're kind of possession by possession maintaining our standard, 400's a lot. I'm getting old. I've been doing this a long time, especially for a kid that was sent to the Ivy League because coaching wasn't a vocation. I think my dad's probably down in Florida chuckling that I'm still doing this. But I'm certainly glad to do it with this team. This team obviously has a lot of special pieces that I've just really loved to coach and have a real bright future.
Courtney, you were talking about how Talia has improved down the past 2 months. How have you kind of seen that?
Yeah, I think what you saw when you first saw her is how athletic she was, right? And so you had some competition where her athleticism was such an advantage that it didn't really matter what was going on. And as the competition has improved, and the physicality has improved and the systems are more complex, there's more adjustments in lifetime that are happening, there's a much more of an awareness. So it's, if I was as athletic as she was, I would rely on that too. Right, but she has a much better understanding of of all the. She's seen more things, right? Like if she's defending a shuffle screen or a switch, or now she's defending a back screen, and like these are all things that in high school are done at a very different pace and physicality. So she's not making up for it with her athleticism. She's in the right spot to begin with. Offensively, she's playing with confidence. I think she's very clear on where she can be most effective. She puts a lot of time into her shot, so she's obviously become a really good perimeter shooter. I could go on and on. I think watching her was so fun because she was wow, right? She's becoming a really good basketball player, right? And that usually it takes more time than what she's putting in than what it's showing. But she's just getting much better at basketball, which has been fun to coach.
And Talia, how has it been sort of adjusting to college for you, like Courtney was saying, and also what was working for you today?
Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment just in general from coming off an ACL injury and like coached at high school level. It's a lot slower and less physical. So that was definitely something that I struggled with coming in. But the team and the coaches were so positive and like encouraging that you want to do nothing but learn. And I think that's been shown throughout my games this season is just like those little things that I made a mistake in last game aren't going to be made this game. And I think, honestly, it was my team that helped me today. You make the right reads, but there's people that give you the ball to make those reads and trust you to make those reads, and I think that's what they did for me today.
And what were the challenges of ACL recovery like for you? I know, obviously, it was very challenging, but how did you kind of overcome that and kind of get back to where you were?
Support system. My family that are here today for the first time in a little bit, but they helped me, my coaches around me, my physical therapist, these guys on the phone. Obviously I wasn't here yet.
I was there when it happened, and that was no good.
Yeah.
But we're bonded for that.
Yep, we're good. But like I said, that support system kind of gave me the confidence to continue to get better and want to learn, and that's still happening here. So.
Was this your family's first home game?
This is, their first home game.
Wow.
Surprised them with the trip, and they took it for SMU, and then they'll be at Duke as well.
You've had, it seemed like, several games where you didn't miss. Tonight was another one of them. What gives you the confidence like that, and how can you get on runs like that?
Obviously, my team, we went on tons of runs. Indy got a steal that led to my fast break layup. It's not just necessarily me that is kind of contributing to my points. And again, the confidence and trust they have for me also makes me excited. I want to go win for my team. And then the work I put on when nobody's watching is also plays a factor.
And the Carmichael people love this kid. God, she just walks in the gym and people are like, Talia. So I'm sure that helps.
Courtney, just what do you remember? You said you were there when the injury happened. Just what do you remember about that moment? And then
terrible. I was on the baseline. It happened on that basket. And her mom was there, and right away she shrieked, and I was like, oh no, right? And knowing, to be honest, the adversity that she went through with a different injury and how she actually got a whole lot better, somehow injured, she got better, it was fascinating. She got much better at shooting. By that time I was already sold, right? And I was like, well, now she's gonna have some adversity to go through, but never did I waver on how good she was gonna be. I thought it would take a little bit more time for her to contribute immediately, right? Because she hasn't played basketball, competitive basketball, in so long. But this kid's wired in a way that she can concentrate. She can, although she's athletic, she can concentrate enough for her to get her brain to tell her body what to do, and then her body actually does it. So yeah, it was hard to be there. Her mom was there, and to see her mom so sad as a mom myself. But you love her through it, and the rest is history.
Yes, about all the 3-pointers in the first half. I mean, how does that help other parts of your offense? It's not just one or two; it's several players are hitting threes.
Yeah, we've got guys that can really shoot it. If the ball moves, then I think we can prove that. And tonight we did that. And so they were not contested. They were open both in transition and in the quarter court. I think this group, especially when we get these kind of young long ones in, I think they're taking full advantage of openings, right? And they can all shoot it. I mean, Talia, Layla, and Nyla literally burn the nets down with how much they practice. So it's just, as we call it, we just call it a practice shot, right? And it just happens to be you guys in the gym watching it.
You talked about a series sweep. You started a new series on Sunday against rival Duke.
Yeah.
What kind of momentum does this give you going into that game?
Yeah, I mean, we call it sweep week, so every Thursday, Sunday, they ask how do you stay focused on one game at a time. It's like, because you can't sweep if you don't win the first one, right? And then once you win the first one, you can't sweep unless you win the second one, right? And so we just want to sweep weeks and see where it all plays out in March. And so now our next one is a Sunday game, and it's against a rival. And so to sweep it, we have to go to Cameron and get our sweep. So this is momentum in that every single minute that, for example, Talia, because she's sitting right here, gets is helpful, right? Because now she's 18 or 19, 20, however many minutes she played, she's that much more experienced for Duke, right? And then for Virginia Tech and Pitt. And so I think with the pieces that are really talented, they just are getting the more experience we can give them, the better. And so today they should have that as momentum, because they've gotten their feet and hands into high-level basketball.
You talk about the stretch. It's 4 of the last 5 regular season games are quad one. Obviously big for NCAA and ACC seeding purposes. But also big challenges every game. You talk about that stretch coming up.
Yeah, I mean, whether you play them early or late, you just got to win one at a time, and you got to sweep them. And so we have Duke on Sunday, and then we'll start a new sweep week. But that's the beauty of our league. It's why you come to the ACC, is you want to be challenged night after night. I don't think these guys even know who they play on Thursday. We're focused on Sunday, and then we'll be focused on Thursday. And I'm not entirely sure they know who they play on Sunday. I think they really do. They're worried about getting better as an individual, so they can help our team win, and then they're focused on the scout. It's it's really amazing. They're very routine like that. So on Monday, the guys that are trying to get stronger, they lift on our off days. They're always in the gym on their off days. They're watching film. So I think they're focusing on themselves on Mondays to get ready, and then the scout on Tuesday, and then we put it all together on Wednesday, and then we play Thursday, and then Friday. It's just kind of in a routine now.
Courtney, I know I'm kind of, I guess, maybe breaking that next game routine. This one just ended, but just what do you think are going to be some of the keys for the Duke game on Sunday? 2
really good teams on both ends, right? Teams that can, that last year sort of struggled to score. I think both teams are scoring at a much better rate. And then 2 teams that have a lot of pride in how they defend. There's a lot of physicality that I think we can match better this year with this group, although they're young. And so the physicality of the game kind of is going to be important. Ball control will be important for both sides. Obviously, securing the rebounds, the physicality will be important. I mean, whenever you beat, they're a March team, right? We're a March team. To beat teams that are March teams, you have to be good on both sides of the ball, right? And so there's no other kind of way to say it. And they have to be good on both sides of the ball, and we have to be on both sides of the ball. But I'm excited about this group. I really like this team, and I'm glad that it was this late, because we needed to keep getting these pieces better. And I know they're excited, and they can't, they don't know what they don't know, because they haven't experienced it yet. But we're gonna ride with their talent and with their heart and with their fight and with their spirit, and that's taken us quite far.
Do you think there's a chance we won't get rock fights like we've had in the last couple of seasons?
You know, they're both so good defensively, you know, that it's hard to score, I mean, against for both sides. So, you know, I think we have more scoring on both sides, but defenses are so good too. So, you know, I think it really will depend on how much the possessions are, how solid each team is defensively, and do we not give up second chance points on either side. Because also both teams aren't giving up a lot of second chance points last year either, right? But, you know, they're not going to score easily, and we're not going to score easily, I'll tell you that. We know that. And they'll have to play well, and we'll have to play well, and that's why you come. That's why you do these rivalry games. You know, we were together to watch the men's game. It's one of the things when I recruited Talia, one of the things she said is, you know, she was like, I just have never liked Duke. And I was like, well, you should come here, because that will fit right in. And, you know, another thing to love about her.
Talia, just on that note, if you don't mind me asking, what was your reaction? Quite an exciting game on Saturday, and then just on that note, what's your excitement to then be playing in this UNC Duke rivalry?
Yeah, obviously you kind of hear about rivalries throughout the country, but I think this is one of the strongest ones, where there was people like the day, like that school week, that like Duke students came to our campus, and like to see that rivalry.
They talking smack? What's going on?
Yeah, I like went past
She
them.
stays out of all that.
Not trying to get in trouble, but no, that rivalry that's so strong that like you would come to the rival's campus. I think that's like so exciting. I love playing in that environment. I love playing in a like tense, hostile environment because it makes winning just 20 times better.
And then really quickly for you, Courtney, I think we spoke about this earlier in the
Yeah.
season, but now that we're so close to it, if you could just kind of explain the importance of the television slots
Yeah.
for this game.
So great, yeah. You know, I've been on record that I thought it should be a doubleheader. We should play, and then the men should play. You know, you do one on the men's side, you do one at Duke, and then you come here and play at either Carmichael or Smith Center, depending on who's home and who's away that week. But these are the two premier, you know, games and rivalry. It's so great. I don't know. Is that what you asked? I don't know what you asked.
No, I will say from a media standpoint, like that would be
Oh, the
kinda-
TV windows. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know, yeah. I mean, ESPN's great. ABC's even better. I mean, right? That's like, you know, even my grandmother would have that channel, right? And so I feel really proud to be at an institution that can draw that attention, and I feel really proud to be the coach of a team that deserves it. You know, and we work tirelessly to ensure that annually we have a team people are turning their channel onto, and I think they'll want to turn their channel for this one.
Will we see Renee in uniform Sunday?
I sure hope so. I mean, we obviously are going to roll with who we got, but I sure hope so, because you don't want to miss. You'd only have 8 of them, you know, in theory, regular season Duke Carolina rivalries, and you don't want to miss them.
So you said you sit here today, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I just want to make sure that she's always in a good spot to help us when we need it. And I know this game's super important, but yeah, we've just got to make sure that she's what we need when we need it. Guys, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Go Heels.
So